Okay, welcome to Level 3 Triangle Learn. These are our notes, and we are going to talk about parallel and perpendicular lines to the x and y axis. So first, let's just review what parallel is. Remember that parallel are lines that don't cross or intersect. Ever. Okay, they will never cross, touch, or intersect. Perpendicular lines do, and they cross or intersect at a 90-degree angle, or a right angle, as we would call it. So we're going to talk about how these lines can cross or intersect or not cross or intersect our x and y axis. So let's just talk about the x-axis. So right here, I've given you two lines that represent the x-axis. If we talk about a parallel line to this x-axis, we'd be drawing a line that is right next to it, but never touches it. So I'm going to label this line new. That's my new line. Now to write the equation of this new line, this is a horizontal line, so I'm going to use HOI to do that. So right now we don't have any numbers, but we can just say, okay, parallel, we know that's right next to it, never touching it. And to write the equation of this new line, it is a horizontal line, so we're going to use y equals. Now, for a perpendicular line to the x-axis, that's going to be a line that crosses or intersects at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to draw a line straight through my x-axis. So this is my new line. And if you want to draw your little box, that shows that it's a 90-degree angle. This line right here is vertical. So to write the equation for this line, I would have to use VUX, or x equals a number. So let's do the same thing, but let's try it with lines that are parallel and perpendicular to the y-axis. So now I have the y-axis. You can label it y and y. Remember, it's that vertical line on a graph. So for a line that's parallel to the y-axis, that is going to be a line that is right next to the y-axis but does not touch or cross it. Okay, so I'm going to label this line, it's my new line. And this line is a vertical line. So to find the equation, we are going to use VUX. Now over here, we have perpendicular to the y-axis. When it's perpendicular to the y-axis, it has to cross at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so my new line goes straight across the y-axis, crosses at a 90-degree angle, and this is a horizontal line. So to find the equation, we would use HOI. So I know right now you're like, okay, well, we didn't really write in the equations, we just drew a bunch of lines. These are just your examples, and now we're going to actually use points to do this. So let's look at example number 1. Let's see our top part. Okay, so it says write the equation of a line that is parallel to the y-axis and goes through the point 6, 8. So I know I'm looking for a line that's parallel. It has to go with the y-axis, and I'm going to label my point x, y. So on this very first one, I'm going to kind of write out the steps for you. So the first thing I want you to do is draw the axis. Whatever axis it tells us to draw, I want you to draw it. So it says y-axis. So I'm going to draw the y-axis. Okay? And I'm going to label it. This is the y-axis. The second thing you're going to do is draw the new line. Whatever it says to do. So the new line that we have here is supposed to be parallel to the y-axis. So I'm going to draw a line right next to it that never touches it, and I'm going to label it new. So the third thing you're going to do is use HOI or VUX to write the equation. So our new line is a vertical line. So that means I am going to use VUX. Because my new line is vertical. So my equation for this new line is x equals a number. And my number I have for x is 6. That is it. You follow these 3 steps. So you draw your axis, you label it. You draw the line, you label it new. Then you use HOI or VUX, depending on what your line looks like, to write the equation. Let's try number 2. Okay, so on number 2, it says write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to the y-axis and goes through the point 10, 9. So I'm going to go ahead and label that xy. My first step is to draw the axis. So once again, we have the y-axis. So I'm going to draw the y-axis and I'm going to label it. Next, I need to draw the new line. So this time it says my line is perpendicular to this y-axis. So I'm going to draw a line right through it. Has a right angle. And I'm going to label it new. My third step is to use HOI VUX to figure out the equation. So this new line is horizontal. So we're going to use HOI. That means the y in HOI is our equation, and the y value I have is 9. If you think you're getting the hang of it, I want you to pause it right here and try number 3 and number 4. They use the x-axis, but it's the same process. If you're still stuck, you can keep going with me, but if you think you've got it, try it and then skip to the end and see if you have the answers right. Okay, on number 3, write the equation of the line that is parallel to the x-axis and goes through the point 4, 3. First step, draw the axis. Now I have the x-axis. So this is my x-axis. Second step, draw the new line. The new line is parallel, so it's not going to touch the x-axis. My third step is to use HOI VUX. My new line is horizontal. So y equals is going to be the equation of this new line, and it's going to be 3. Okay, last one. Write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the x-axis and goes through the point x, y, or -3, 8. So, first step, draw the x-axis. Label it. Second step is to draw the perpendicular lines. Remember, that goes right through my graph. A little right angle. And I'm going to label it new, so I remember. You can also use 2 colors like I've been using. That might be helpful. And then I'm going to write the equation. So this is a vertical line. So I'm going to use VUX. So x equals, and our x value is -3. Okay, I want you to flip it to the back, and I want you to look at the activity on the back. So it is the same types of problems, but all these problems have little letters or numbers or symbols by them. And whenever you get an answer, like if number 1, or this first question up here, if you get the answer of 2, you'll come down here and you'll put that letter into the 2 box. So we'll do the first one together. It says write the equation of the line that is parallel to the x-axis and goes through the point 6, 1. So first step, draw your x-axis. Label it. Second step, draw the parallel line. Label it. Third step is to write the equation. So this line is horizontal. So my equation is y equals a number, and my number is 1. So my answer was 1. This is letter I. It's just a capital, so it looks like 1. For my first one, I'm going to go down here and look for the number 1. And I'm going to put an I in the box wherever I see a number 1. So your answer should answer this question. What do math teachers make for dessert on Thanksgiving? Good luck and check the key when you're finished.